kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, race fans alike, to tonight's broadcast of the All-American Racing League's Truckers Feed America Cup Series, Nibbles and Bites 200 from Daytona International Speedway, America's racetrack. Cameron Harris looks to defend the crown as everyone hopes to get the season started off in the right foot. And that's a tough accomplishment here to complete this 2.5-mile high-banked super speedway. For ESBN, I'm Cliff, alongside Emily Urias. Up in the booth, Emily, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Ready to be out here with this great group of drivers and see what they can put on for us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to be back up in the booth. It's been a while for myself. It's been a while since I've worked with you, so I'm excited to get this night kicked off as they will get started on the grid. We'll pull up our race details here. As you know, we're here at Daytona International Speedway, 2.5 miles around. We will get set. A little bit different here for an opener. These guys like to start it out at night, which is great. I love to see it. And tonight's race is going to be brought to you by Nibbles and Bites. Nibbles and Bites is a sub sandwich shop on wheels serving eastern Tennessee, including the Thunder Valley's Bristol Motor Speedway. Nibbles and Bites offers fresh sliced deli meats on your choice of bread, homemade desserts, and homemade soups for the wintertime. Healthy alternatives such as salads and lettuce as well. Wraps with the freshest veggies on the planet. Everything you like about your favorite sub shop without having the corporation deciding what tastes good for you. Please check their schedule out for pop-up locations throughout Eastern Tennessee on Facebook. They're on facebook.com/nibblesandbites. They're a locally owned and operated company by Melissa and Dan, and they are a Hara-owned company. So friends of the David Hara camp there in the 15 Chevy. Huge thank you to them for sponsoring tonight's race and getting it in front of your eyes. So when they start rolling here, we will go through our starting lineup. And pull that up here. So, friendly face on the front row here. Cameron Harris is going to be our defending champion and is going to start on the pole here for this race. Jim Hubble is going to start outside of him on row 1. Lilith Peters will start third with Nathan Christensen starting outside of her in row 2 in the 3 car. Patrick McQuaid, another friendly face. These are all friendly faces, actually, I should say that. A bunch of drivers here returning for season 2, but Patrick McQuaid here won 5 times last season, big name, running for a championship here in 5th. Adam Angerstein going to start outside of him in the 3rd row, rolling off 6th. Justin Horton in the 67 machine is going to start off 7th. And he's going to have, looks like Tyrone Yo Jr. on the outside of him in the 8th position. Cole Martin will roll off 9th. Zorku Jeremy Flanagan is going to start 10th here tonight outside row 5. Emily, you want to take it from 11th?
Yes, sir. Johnny May's going to be in 11th as well. Chad Snyder's going to be finishing off your 5th row is Chad Snyder. 13th is going to be Peter. I don't want to butcher that. How do you pronounce that?
Terrio.
Terrio. Then we got Kristen Delgado. Hard names to pronounce. Sorry if I butchered that. Then we got 15th place Charlie Dickey. 16th David Lorfano. 17th Larry Garnes. As well 18th Dara Herrera. 19th Travis Rodriguez. And 20th Robbie Fletcher. 21st Scott Lenore. As we're ready to go green.
Absolutely, they'll come to the green. The 27 of Cameron Harris, our defending champ, will take us across the line to start off lap number 1 of race number 1, season 2 here for the AARL Truckers Feed America Cup Series.
Yes, as we already have a big pack that just broke away from what I'm looking at. Broke away from the main front pack.
Yeah, you got 4 or 5 cars there lining up on the bottom, getting it going. Looks like everyone will start to tow in and catch that draft and get in line here. I'm expecting to see these guys start to feel out the track for a while. You're looking at a lot of smart race car drivers, and they know that there's a big season ahead of them. Everyone wants that championship crown. Right now, Cameron Harris has it. He's also leading this race. He's got Lilith Peters right behind him pushing. We know that that 2-car tandem is going to work all night long. But I've heard some rumors that a 4-car pack can be very fast. We'll see how this one plays out, as they're going to play smart for a while. You're going to see a lot of these drivers jump in single file and tick off some laps here. So a little bit of a gap there behind 9th and 10th. But everyone just about single file here. Jump up. Go ahead.
As well, these drivers at this point are going to be most likely wanting to try to stay single file line, as they still got 78 laps to go. So they definitely don't want to be ruining the race this early.
Very early on here, playing the smart game, playing the long game. Cole Martin is 45, running a fast lap here, 46.77. Getting a good push from Johnny May behind him, as Johnny May actually shuffles out a little bit, but the 6 of Peter Terrio is going to let him back in there. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul.
He's still trying to make a move on the outside line to get it going, you can tell. As the 6-car joins him, trying to get that line moving. Maybe that 9-car, no. but they're going to attempt to get that top line moving, which is really hard if you got a 4-car pack on the bottom line, as, again, from what we've heard, a 4-car pack can just fly past everybody.
As you see, 6 of Peter Terrio. He was up there on the top side working with that 00. They thought better of it. They're both going to now pull back down to the bottom as we come down the backstretch here on lap number 4 of 80. Cameron Harris still leading the way. A little bit of a gap there behind the first and second pack here. See if we can jump back a little bit. Find where that split actually happens. I think Jeremy Flanagan's going to lead that second pack in the 14th position. That's Zorku there. All the fans, Zorku Nation represent in the chat. I see a few of you there already. Welcome back for season number 2 here. Wishing good things there for our fan, or for your fan, Zorku. Well, look. The top side here, David Lorfano and Larry Garnes getting together. Oh, and they've got the teammate there of David Harrer right behind them as well. 3-car line up there. This is not for the lead. We will remember Cameron Harris is leading currently, but these guys have linked up and are now going to tag this line along and see if they can catch up to this front pack.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do to catch that front pack, as they're pulling a major gap from that, pack. So they're gonna have to start pushing their bumpers together just to catch it.
You're absolutely right. As Cameron Harris continues to lead here, we'll go ahead and run through the field a little bit as we highlight some of these drivers. We'll also play a few of these drivers' sponsors here to give them a shout out. Keep in mind as Lilith Peters is going to jump to the bottom here for a try at the lead here. So we'll stick with the front pack now, as you got Patrick McQuaid, Johnny May, Justin Horton all up here in the top 5. Throw a blanket over them, and as well as Peter Terrio joining the fun here. We got Cole Martin in that 45 machine working that bottom double yellow line. About 5 cars on that bottom side. Trying to make it work is the 00 up top, along with that 6 again. They're going to continue to try this. You're going to see this all night long. They're just getting a feel for it right now. Look towards the end of the race. You'll see that working a little bit better, I think. So Cameron Harris has got Patrick McQuaid behind him now. McQuaid's going to drive right up to his bumper. You're seeing, I think, between these two guys here, combined for the most wins last season, Patrick McQuaid with 5, Cameron Harris with 3 wins. Of course, Harris's 3 wins will be enough for a championship for him last season. See if he can hold on to it and see which one of these drivers might knock him off his, knock his crown off his head. Yeah.
But yeah, again, sorry, like you were saying about that top line, I feel like it's going to be a lot stronger in the end game. You're going to see it moving and grooving as we have the 1 in 67. 2 teammates working together to get past them, which, again, being teammates and helping each other out is key at these super speedways.
Yeah, Justin Horton giving Lilith a great push there to get both of their cars almost cleared of the leader there. They're going to wait just a moment there to get back down, but you can see how strong that top side can be with 2 cars linked up really well. Lilith will jump to the bottom, trying to block Cameron Harris there. Now, Peters and Horton here are gonna basically run the race here in that front row and see if they can control the pace.
Oh yeah, and again, that top lane will be dominant. It's possible to see 3 wide action in the closing laps of this race. I mean, I've seen it time to time where, coming down to that last lap, people will push to try that 3 wide, where it is possible, but you also got to hold your line out here.
Absolutely. You don't want to be wiggling around. You want to hold on to a solid line, and with some of the side drops going on and a little bit of net code mixed in there, it can get disastrous. But so far, knocking on wood over here in my studio, we are 10 laps clean. We got Lilith Peters and Justin Horton here controlling the front as they're still working that high side.
Ooh, has a little wiggle from the 0-0.
And I'm looking here and getting some information from the newly formed team. This is Kaiju Cat Motorsports. Jeremy Flanagan and Zorku is in this team as well with the 1 in 67 of Lilith Peters and Justin Horton. We'll take a look back here where Zorku is. Looks like Flanagan has fallen back, but you can see the team paints there. So a newly formed team currently right now, not Zorku, but currently his team is leading this race. So really great job for that new team. And we'll see if they can keep a nice season put together and get some really nice finishes. And maybe we'll see one of these guys in the playoffs from this newly formed team.
Oh, yes. Again, just a reminder out there.
Caution's going to come out.
Yes. Just.
Oh, no, I'm seeing possibly Cameron Harris involved. Let's take a look and we'll jump back and see if we can find what happened here.
Ooh, I just see disaster right there.
Yeah, taking a look here at a still, we got Cameron Harris on the bottom side of the 0-0. Already imminent doom, but we'll back it up just a little bit so we can see exactly what happened. 0-0 comes down a little bit on the 27, I believe. And the 27 is going to find the apron. The rest of the field will get by.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, there is one fast repair out here tonight, so these drivers have to be thinking of, when should I use it? And again, that 27 is going to have to use it, sadly, as with the new damaged model physics, it's easy to break that right toe link. And from what I'm seeing is, Harrison did break it, so he's going to have to grab that, new fast repair and get a new car out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Harris is obviously running for a championship out here, and this is Daytona, so it's definitely a wild card. Some things are out of your control here. Most things are out of your control here, but he'll get that fast repair, try to get back on the lead lap. We've got a long ways to go, and we'll see how it plays out. I think he'll be okay if he can get back out here. I'm hearing some stuff going on the track, though. Let's take a scan around and see what's going on with some of these other drivers. Looks like we've got a pushing situation here. Peter Terrio giving a fellow driver a push here. Looks like the 0-0 Johnny May getting the push into the pits. Johnny May must be out of power there, involved with that, and gets a great help from one of his fellow drivers. You see the camaraderie they've got here in the AARL, and some of the, as far as I'm concerned, some of the best drivers on the service here in the Truckers Feed America Cup Series. Reminder: this race is brought to us tonight in part by Nibbles and Bites. As we're running the Nibbles and Bites 200 tonight. Our first race of the second season. This guy's getting kicked off in great fashion so far. We're under caution here, first time, lap 13 of 80. We've got Justin Horton and Lilith Peters running the front here. Let's go ahead and see if we can grab our leader. Get a word with him. Looks like he's got his mic muted at the moment. But why don't we go ahead and actually grab second place driver, Lilith Peters. Lilith, is Cliff and Emily in the booth. You got us?
Howdy.
Well, you're sitting there in second place, and you've got your teammate in front of us. What's going through your mind?
I'm just trying to get used to these cars.
Looks like
Unfortunately, I'm by myself now.
the
hopefully I can keep
67
the
pulled
lead.
in. Sorry about that.
Hopefully I can keep the lead regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Your teammate jumped in there, and you're gonna stay out, and hopefully we'll see that number 1 car and get to talk to you later on.
Later. Thank you.
Well, as I pulled her in, her teammate came down pit road. Was not expecting that. 67 Horton gets his services done, and we'll come back out on the racetrack. But yeah, that'll hand the lead to Lilith Peters. Patrick McQuaid will start on the outside, row number 1 here. This leader will have lane choice. See, it's almost a no-brainer here to grab the bottom. So Cameron Harris in the 27 and Johnny May having trouble. They will both be scored there in 20 and 21st. Got some digging to undo here, but they will no doubt be fighting to get back up to where they started, hopefully. Speaking of where we started, looks like our biggest mover of the race so far is going to be Larry Garnes in that 20 machine, up 13 spots from where he started. Looks like a real good pit stop is going to give him that. Possibly a 2-tire stop here. But the pace truck will dive off here as we get going again. Green flag will fly. 14 laps in. Nibbles and Bites 200 is back underway with Lilith Peters leading us to it. Patrick McQuaid will dive in behind her. They've got the 9 and the 45 of Adam Angerstein and Cole Martin right there in 3rd and 4th. We mentioned Larry Garnes as the highest mover, sitting in 6th. As that outside line starts to get formed up, looks like the 8 of David Lorfano up there, Hillbilly Motorsports. And he's going to be pushing the 20 of Larry Garnes as well, who is his teammate. David Harris down there, one car length back on the bottom side. Look to see that car try to get linked up with those 2 on the high side, I would imagine. But all eyes right now are at the point. The number 1 car leading the way as we are turning lap 16. Thank you for watching. Give us a shout out in the chat. Let us know who you're pushing for. See some shout outs for Assault Motorsports guys, Adam Angerstein, John Higgins Jr., and Juggles. Thank you, Josh, for shouting them out. Got Hillbilly, Patrick McQuaid, Zorku fans, of course. Let us know who you are looking to win this race and who we can hopefully talk to. When we get to the end of this one, we'll talk to our top 3 drivers. We'll try to do a little bit better of a job of pulling drivers in for interviews when they're out on track.
Yes, also, sorry about that. I'd like to mention, on a green flag run, if you're running roughly 70% throttle in draft, you can possibly push up to 35 laps of fuel. Now, saying again, now if you're the lead car, you can get roughly, I say, 24 to 29 laps. So, you guys are going to have to think about, they're leading the race, but if they want to save more fuel to be able to make it to the end with everybody else, if they want to drop back and let somebody else lead. As that's what these super speedways are. They're meant to be, you're meant to work with everybody on track to help move along.
Yeah, absolutely. The more friends you got out here, the better. We run through our top 4 cars. There are our single file. Peters, McQuaid, Angerstein, and Martin. Then we get back here to the 51 of Jim Hubble, who's rolling 5th right now in that beautiful Ford. He's got the 79 and the 15. Travis Rodriguez and David Hara working 6th and 7th spot. We got Chad Snyder in here in the mix in that 26 machine. Grabs 7th place as David Hara takes that top side. Larry Garnes is up there in the 20 machine. These things shuffle up a little bit behind them. Then back in 11th place here, we got Tyrone Yo Jr. in that 2 machine, making his first start here for the 2nd season. Justin Horton in that 67. We saw him pit recently. He's up to 12th spot now, working his way back up. 16 of Christian Delgado's running in 13th as he's getting a big push here from Peter Terrio. He's going to take 14th away from the 14 of Scott Leonardo da Vinci. Or, I'm sorry, Scott Leonard. Jeremy Flanagan. Jeremy Flanagan there, a.k.a. Zorku, rolling 16th here towards the back of the pack, trying to work his way back up. And the 3 of Nathan Christensen here is going to round out 17th. Then we've got Robbie Fletcher and Charlie Dickey in the 71 and 37, rolling 18th and 19th, working together to try to just make up some time here. And of course, our last year's championship winner, Cameron Harris, getting into some trouble with the 00 of Johnny May, who is on pit road, still getting some repairs done. We'll jump back up with our leader, Lilith Peters, who continues here with Patrick McQuaid in tow. It looks like the 9 of Adam Angerstein and Cole Martin as well in the same position as we left them. The top 4 still single file. Mixing it up a little bit behind them. We got Jim Hubble, Travis Rodriguez, and Chad Snyder. David Harrow, of course, side by side.
Man, can I say, all of these cars and their paints out here tonight with their sponsors look wonderful.
Yeah, they absolutely do. This league takes pride in the way they look, and their teams have really sharp paint schemes, and you know, just all around great league. Really happy to bring these guys to you guys, you viewers at home, and we're able to bring this show to you. What will be each Tuesday night here at 8:30. A little bit of a later start than last season, so hopefully we didn't catch you off guard. But we're glad you joined us, and happy to have you. If you're loving the show, or even if you're just liking it, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe while you're there if you want to be able to enjoy the whole season without having any worries of missing it. Hit the bell notification, you'll get a ping every time they go live.
The 77 is going to attempt to work on the outside of the 1 car to try to break that lead from him, as the 45 is attempting to help the 77, but right now, this early into the race, that bottom line is going to be dominant. Now, later in the race, once we get once we get rubber down on that track, again, that's like Talladega. That mid to high line will be fast, but I'd say this early in it, it's one of the slowest lines so far if you don't have enough people.
Yeah, you'll definitely need more than 2, that's for sure. I'm not even sure if 4 will work better than 4 on the bottom. But I was just noticing this pretty good gap here from Jim Hubble back to Rodriguez and Hera trying to get back together here. I'm wondering if they lost a little bit of the draft there and possibly had Rodriguez dragging the brake a little to pick Hera back up. But nonetheless, they're working together to try to catch back up as they get the basically the second pack here forming up behind them, behind Hera again. David Hera leading this pack. Justin Horton is in 9th. We saw that 67 machine up towards the front, actually in the front, working with Lilith Peters, teammate here leading the race. So we know they've got fast cars there in the Kaiju Cat Motorsports camp. Looks like they've got a car to fill as well, open spot there.
I do believe that line on that second pack is going to probably come by them as a freight train these coming laps, as they have more cars in that front leading pack. So if they can keep that straight line, maybe it'll work all together, I think we're really going to see them just fly past that front pack like a freight train, don't you think?
Absolutely. If they can keep it together, as you said, and keep it as tight as possible, they can absolutely gain a bunch of momentum. And if they time it all right and everybody works together, you could see these guys pass right by the front line. Time will tell. You know, we're lap 25 of 80 here. We've been out on these tires. You know, not enough to worry about yet.
I figured tire wear would be maybe lap 40 or take tires, if that. But again, that's if. And give me one.
So 15 at David Hare there right in front of Chad Snyder getting the push. This is the second group. We'll jump back up with the front group as Lilith continues to lead with Angerstein pushing her. Jim Hubble, Travis Rodriguez still the top four. But Patrick McQuaid has shuffled back to fifth now, right where he started. And looks like Cole Martin will be your top. Sorry, that's sixth place right there in Cole Martin. That's where you get that gap, which is about 2.8 seconds back to the 15 car of David Hara. It's actually slowly growing. So
ooh, and we have caution out on the track.
Caution does come out. Christensen backwards here. That's Nathan Christensen in the 3 car. And we will jump back and see what happened here.
I think it looked like a bad push.
Yeah, it looks like the 6.
6 might have had a run.
Yeah, 6 has got a big old run. Gets a big shove from the 3. 3 wasn't expecting it. And came back up in the track, though, in front of the 72 there, which definitely could have been avoided, I think. But
yeah.
Not really here to judge, but yeah, the 72 involved as well. That's Jeremy Flanagan from Zorku Nation. Kaiju Cat Motorsports having a rough time there. Wrong time, wrong place, I'd say.
Oh yeah, and there you see iRacing's new work of progress, or masterpiece they like to call it. New tire damage. You can see right there, as I believe he broke both toe links, the left and right, meaning he cannot steer that car. So you saw how much trouble it was for him to even steer that car. Once you break both of those off, you're basically kissing turning goodbye.
Yeah, well said, as the field will peel off Lilith Peters, Adam Angerstein, Jim Hubble, and everybody else gonna come down pit road.
Wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, I'm hoping everybody comes down, because this is about the time when you need to come down and get fuel. As coming into their pit window. So if a car stays out, then that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
we'll see what happens.
Like I was about to say, there are 4 tire changes, which at these big super speedways, it's not really needed. As tire wear at these tracks, it's less than none. So really it's just, if you think you need tires, you can take them, but personal preference for running Daytona myself, tires aren't a big deal. I just say top off on fuel and just run it out there.
Well, there you go, and excellent advice there for this type of a racetrack. And you're probably spot on there with the tire wear. Well, as we watch our returning champ head down pit road to continue to get services done, we will step aside for just a moment. We'll go side by side. You won't miss any of the action. We are under caution here at Daytona, but we will be right back. Don't go away. And welcome back live to the racetrack. So we're about to cross the line to make it lap 30 of 80. Lilith Peters is choosing the top side, it looks like. She's going to have the 71 of Robbie Fletcher starting on the bottom side here.
As a teammate behind him, so that's. I believe we might see that top line just rocket off there as they both got teammates.
Yeah, great decision there by the team to link those two cars up. Peters is going to take the top side. She'll have Justin Horton right behind him, going to get a good shove. And we saw them work on that top side already, so they know what to expect here. I'd expect the 1 in the 67 to regain that lead and jump right down in front of the 71 car, who also is on older tires. You know, we talked about tire wear not really being an issue, but I think this is the only place where you would really have an issue with it. Tires are cold. They're a little bit older. Not going to be a problem, but you're not going to be as fast, I think, as the 1 in the 67 working together on the top.
Oh yeah, as both of those cars together, we've seen plenty of times before that those two cars are amazing out there.
Green flag back in the air. The 71 comes across, gets a big jump there on that restart, and the 1 in the 67 will stay linked together, but the 71 will find himself up at the top.
3 wide.
He's against the wall. They're going to hold it together. The 6 gets by. The 71 continuing to fall. Looks like the 79 will jump in behind him. But there we go. The 1 in the 67. Kaiju Cat Motorsports back to the front. They've got a contender now in Peter Terrio, but he's going to be alone on the top side there. It's not going to work out for him. I don't think he'll get past the 67, and I don't think the 1 is going to let that happen either way. As we come down.
As both their teammates on the bottom line, they got control of that bottom line, and I'm fully expecting that bottom line just to start taking off. As we start seeing, it is starting to take off as that bottom line is starting to form. They're attempting to take that outside line, but it's just too early in the game to try to run that outside line, don't you think?
Normally, yes. I would definitely, I would absolutely say it's too long. I like to wait way in the back, let the carnage happen, and then work my way to the front. But of course, it doesn't ever work out for me. But I think what I'm seeing though is that these guys aren't afraid to try to make it work and get used to it early on in the race. If the right group of drivers gets together, these guys can run too wide around this place the entire time. Obviously, it doesn't help anybody, but they've got the talent to do it. And if the right drivers get linked up, you can see some real fast laps up there. And I don't see them waiting all day. Or all night, rather, because we're racing here at night. But, you know, they're not going to wait much longer. I would say by halfway, and we're almost at, you know, we're coming to halfway. We're at 32 here, so 8 more to go till halfway. But these guys aren't going to sit around and wait. And when they do a restart and they're side by side, they get antsy. They like that type of racing. And
ooh, I think I just saw something get loose back there.
yeah, field shuffling up a little bit here. The 71, Robbie Fletcher dropping more. He's going to come right down to the bottom here, almost go over into the infield, but he hangs on to it. Going to follow that yellow line around like everybody else here now. Seems like he's just trying to get that car settled in a little bit. Having a little bit of trouble with it there. But this is what the 1 car wants to see. Leading this race with her teammate right behind in the 67, pushing down the backstretch. Familiar face up there. As far as the whole top 5 here, looks like David Lorfano is going to grab 5th place. I think it's the first time we've seen him this close to the front, and he's got some help there as well, with Larry Garnes right behind him in the 20. Those are teammate cars right there. Those two trying to stay together here as much as they can. They've got the 15 a few back with David Hara. That's another teammate car, Hillbilly Motorsports. To see the 8 jump up top in front of the 77. Wondering if these two here are trying to make a swap so that the 20 can pull the 8 here a little bit. I'm thinking they're trying to get linked up with their teammate.
as the car goes to the outside line to start trying to make that work, then one dies back on the inside. So I have a feeling they're gonna start going single file line after this one.
Yeah, everybody seems to try it. We got a few teams there trying to make it work with their group. Doesn't seem to really stick and not really working just yet. Probably needs a little more rubber up there and you know, a few more cars. I think you're gonna need a lot of help when it comes to making that top side work. And with 20 cars out here, you're probably gonna need more than half the field to decide to run that top for it to really be worth it. I know when it's gonna come into play and when it's really gonna matter, and that's gonna be on the last lap. We will definitely see a two-wide situation on this last lap. These guys are not going to sit like this for the entire race. They're not going to let this be boring. Not that it is anyway, but it's Daytona. It's pack racing. But these guys are really putting on a show already, especially these Kaiju Cat front runners, Peters and Horton. Really working that team strategy. You know, they chose the top side on that restart, got the one back in front of the 67, working out really well for them so far. And they've got a friend in the 9 of Angerstein. Go ahead.
As they are starting to pull away from that pack a little bit.
Yeah, these three up front, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I saw them starting to pull away, but finally the people behind them got situated and they're going to try attempting that outside line. They got a huge run, and they're going to start gaining as the 6 car makes own position and slides back into 3rd place, where we've seen him a lot today so far, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what goes on with that 6 car tonight.
Yeah, worked his way up to 3rd now, up 10 spots from where he started, right behind Justin Horton in the 67 machine, and Lillis Peters, our current leader, showing us all how to get around Daytona here tonight. Lap 37 is in the books. Coming to about halfway, we're seeing a lot of drivers here start to get tired of just running around here in a line. A little bit of shuffle up there. Peter Terrio takes away 2nd position from Justin Horton in that 67 machine for Kaiju Cat Motorsports.
He is telling them that, hey, it's time for me to get in some of this action. You can just see, as we're about to see that outside line come into action, as they got the same amount of cars. Well, did. Talk too soon. But, I mean, you see now we have a new race leader, the 6 car.
Yeah, the 6 car, Peter Terrio, running for Dominion Motorsports, is going to take the lead away. He's got the 15 on the outside of David Hare, though. David Hare is now going to get a push to get up in front of him. Looks like that outside line is actually working for them.
Oh, yeah. Again, like you mentioned, you get a good group of people to push out there. They're able to get the outside working, I think, from time to time, and those people were able to make it be done, as new race leader is the 15th across the line. So I believe we're going to see David Hare and those 2 drivers possibly late in the race running that top line again. If they fall back, pushing up like that they just did.
A big shout out to the 15 for that move, and Patrick McQuaid giving him the push he needed to get up there. It's like Terrio's now going to dive to the top side again and going to pull the 1 in 67 with them. So they're going to go ahead and try that top side. Terrio doesn't really have many teammates around him right now to give him any help. The 16 and 26 of Chad Snyder and Christian Delgado back in the field at about 12.
Ooh, massive wreck, massive wreck.
Caution flag is out. Big wreck as cars.
Halfway through.
Halfway through, we get a wreck. Let's see what happened. We will definitely try to make some sense out of it all.
All I know is I saw a big wreck, and I'm hoping it didn't start what I think it started. Believe it was up in the front.
Yeah, we'll absolutely find out exactly where it happened here as I'm trying to get a better idea.
Ooh, the 15 car.
15 a hair involved. All right, I got it here. We'll bring it back and bring it to you, our viewers at home.
I
hold
think
on.
I have an idea of what happened. Ooh, 6 car.
We'll bring that back a little bit as we had a pillar in the way here. I think we can do better.
I do have a question. Do we know if the 67s already use their fast repair?
I am not sure, to be completely honest.
I think they have.
Let's take another look here. As the 1 in 67 giving Terrio a big push up top. It's like the 15 decided to come up, but the 6 had already had the run. And they'll kind of get together. I'm interested to know who that's going to fall on, or if it's just a racing deal. I mean, it looked to me like a racing deal here at Daytona. Of course, I'm not race control, but they do have Corey Bodinot up in the race control booth watching over the race here. If possible, we'll see if we can get a word with him and get his take on that, possibly.
Alright, can we get race control on this?
Well, let's give him the opportunity. I know he's in comms, so we'll give him the opportunity to jump in if he'd like to share. We won't pull him in case he's giving out any orders. It's like Patrick McQuaid currently scored the leader. Possible 2-tire stop there, or maybe even just fuel.
That's gonna shuffle the whole field up. As again, we still have 21 cars out here, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes.
Let's go back and have another look at it here. What we would, oh, that's an older one. I apologize.
I feel like that was a racing incident.
Yeah. You know, you got the 15 coming up to make the block, even though the 6 did have the run and getting the push from the 1 here. And, you know, he's gonna try to come up around, but the car, you know, the 6 does turn down a little bit, but the 15 was definitely up there. And they come together.
I do see a tad net code, but that might just be me.
Yeah, I think there's always just a little bit there that you got to worry about as far as net code. And that's the whole thing, you know, with these pack races. You're already close enough, and you obviously want to side draft a little bit, but you've always got that net code issue as a possibility. So you definitely want to give a little bit more room than you think you should, I would say. You know, maybe that wouldn't have happened, but it did. Not a big deal. Definitely some trouble for some of these drivers, but it's Daytona. They'll dust the dirt off their shoulders and you know, move on to the next race. Get right back to points racing. We're out here looking for a championship for the most part. Drivers will stack up 2x2 as we come down the backstretch. Pace truck lights are off. And we know these guys are itching to get back under green flag conditions. We're past the halfway mark here. Patrick McQuaid leading us currently. Rodriguez and Cole Martin going to round out the top 3.
And can I mention, our next track is also a super speedway. It's going to be Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely. The AARL Top Sail Truckers Feed America Cup Series going to take on the new high banks of Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm really excited for that track. Obviously, I've never called a race there or even taken a car out on it yet, but it looks like it's a great track. Pace truck is off. We'll go back under green as we pass the Geico green start or restart zone there.
And the 77 pulled a big gap away from the 45 car back there. So 77 might be a challenger here tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, McQuaid's a really fast driver here. He's got many wins under his belt in this season, or I'm sorry, in last season in this league is what I meant. 5 to be exact. Leads the standings for wins last year for sure. 10 top 10, I'm sorry, 10 top 5, 16 top 10s, and consistent too. Showed up for every race. Ended up in the running for the championship. Finished 4th overall, so really great driver. Usually finds his way up to the front of the pack here.
Yes, and I mean, as we do have one car finally out of the race, it is a 00 of May, and we still have one in the pit, the number 3 car, which I believe he already uses fast repair, so I believe he is getting damage fixed.
Taking a look here at the 27 car, Cameron Harris. We saw him in trouble early, now worked his way back up to 5th.
They're trying to make that outside line groove and move.
Yeah, they really are, and they're going to continue to until it does, and I think that's what we're going to see. A lot of talent, and if like we keep saying, if the right drivers get hooked up together, that top line can be fast, but they're going to need all the help they can get.
100%, and a little wiggle between that third car. That's something you do see a lot here, with being in the draft. If that front car gets just a tad wiggle, you can wiggle a lot. So that's what the netcode comes into play, as we have one car back there, Blink. But again, netcode is something you got to be careful with there tonight.
Yeah, for sure. The quarters are too close, and one little slip up with an inkling of netcode can definitely ruin your night. You want to be mindful of it. We say that, but once we get into the car, it's pretty much go for the win, and most things go out the window. So
I have no comments for that one.
racers are going to be racers.
Yes.
Cameron Harris now leading that top line up into 4th. He's got a blinker behind him a little bit. But, yeah, if that blinking wouldn't happen, I think that top line is going to be real fast, and they've got a car leading it that can definitely lead the way up to the front in Cameron Harris.
Oh, yeah, and I expect Cameron Harris to get a decent finish tonight. Knock on wood. I make sure I do that every time. So you know how that goes, the broadcaster curse.
Oh, it's absolutely a thing, and yeah, it is definitely a thing.
And ooh,
Quaid getting a big shove from the 79. They don't want to be playing around too much there at that bottom line. If they make one little mistake, that can really slow up that bottom line and bring the 27 right up to the front of that line. So you don't want to give them that opportunity. You want to make them fight for it. They continue. Go ahead.
I will mention, green flag pit stop. We have not had a single one yet. But if this does go green, they will have to stop one more time for fuel. As they will be able to do roughly 25 to, I say, 30 if they're lucky. Maybe 35. But they do not have enough to finish this race. They're at least, if they're saving, gonna have at least 5 laps short. So we're definitely gonna see some people possibly coming down pit lane soon, as to figure out, hey, we're coming down to 30 laps left. We might be able to just stay in the back and save our fuel. So it's all gonna come down to what the team's gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well said. And, we're going to see it play out here as the next 30 laps tick off, or 32 laps here. And, it's going to come down to the wire, as it always does at Daytona. I would not put it past this group to have a photo finish here. They're not afraid of that top line. You've got plenty of takers come in and out, and, trying that top line. I don't think we've had enough, and I don't think we've seen a tight enough pack get up there for it to be fast enough, but they're definitely trying, and if enough try and get it to work right at the right time, we're going to see some side-by-side action for the lead. And if it's not at the last lap, I don't know when it will be. because
Yeah.
everybody wants to win this race right here and get the season kicked off in a good foot. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, you don't want to come home from Daytona with the last place finish, or obviously you want a great finish, but no one wants to come home at the bottom half of the standings after the first race. You want a good finish, plus you want to survive here and get through this super speedway race, get on with some real racing, get on to Atlanta and really get a feel for that track as well. So really a couple of I don't call them wild cards right off the bat. Obviously Daytona's always going to be your go-to track for the beginning of the season, but then going to Atlanta right afterwards, a little bit of a wild card there, might make things interesting to get this season kicked off.
Yeah, would you like to possibly go through our season schedule?
Yeah, sure.
And next week, again, like we've been talking about, we have Atlanta Motor Speedway. I've done a lot of racing there when NAS went there, and I've actually won a couple of those. So I'm definitely gonna have a lot more information to give you guys on and how the track should be able to be built. As following that point, August 2nd is Pocono. So Pocono, a fast track, but you still gotta use braking on that. You gotta be careful at Pocono as well. Following that, we got a road course, Circuit of Americas. That should be a fun one, to say so the least. Then following that, we got Phoenix, August 23rd, Worldwide Tech Gateway, and August 30th. Following that, it's going to be September 3rd, International Super Speedway. Going to my home track, Iowa Speedway, September 20th. Then, starting our round 1 of the playoffs, we're going to follow Indianapolis. Then, that's going to be September 27th, following going into October 4th, we can go to Richmond. Then we're going to shoot over to Bristol Motor Speedway, where a lot of temperatures there. Then following that, Chicagoland. Then starting off our round 2, we Martinsville, which again, another temper flaring track. if I say so the least. Cliff, you know that as well. Following that, we also got Talladega, I believe that's Rockingham Speedway, which is going to be interesting to see. Following that is Michigan. So we got a lot of amazing tracks that we got coming. I am thrilled to be with this, this league and the broadcast booth with you, Cliff. It's going to be the best, race season ever.
Well, I appreciate you joining me up here and taking care of this show for these guys. Awesome group. Really worth their weight and put on a really good show. They've proven it here already at Daytona. This could be going way worse right now, but we're flying through it. We're past halfway. We've seen the top line utilized, from the get-go. I think we went maybe 5-10 laps before we really got anyone to seriously give it a try. But ever since, we've had 2 wide racing up here, and they know what they got to do to get prepared for the end of this race, and they know where the pass for the lead is going to come, and that's going to be on that top side. So I'm looking at the 1. I'm looking at the 67 here.
I know.
They are definitely working that top side together, and I think it's going to pay off come the end of this race. I really do.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've seen from time to time as we officially go 26 laps to go at the line. This is where, if it does go green, where people can be like, hey, we're getting to that point where do we want to pit and be able to go all the way through? So we'll see.
Well, as we, come down to the end of the race here with 26 to go, we'll go ahead and go try to run through the field here, see how far we can get as they pass the 3 lap car there to 79 of Travis Rodriguez, giving Patrick McQuaid, our current leader, a big shove from second place here. And we'll run through third place, Adam Angerstein. Of course, as I start to say that, the caution flag comes out. We've made it to third place. Looks like Jim Hubble possibly having trouble as he is off track here. We'll get it rolling again. We
And I
will take a look, see what we can find. Good.
And I will mention now, with that caution coming out, everybody should be able to make it to the end. So that it will come down to who can keep their line, who has the fastest car, and who can work together to be able to keep that bottom line or even top line working together. As big wreck between that lap car.
Yeah, that 3 of let's see who that is here.
Ooh, looks like that middle car went down.
That's Nathan Christensen in the 3. Let's take a look at it in slow motion here.
Ooh, the 26 came down. Takes out. It's been a rough night for that 67 car, though.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there. Split up that dream team, so to speak there. Horton unfortunately getting chopped right in half with Lilith Peters there, the other half of his team. Unfortunate for him there.
Yes, as his towing is broken again. So that means he will not have a teammate out on the... Actually, no, I lied. He does have the 72 car out there. So, if the 72 can catch up to that 1 car, it's possible to see that team up there in that 1 and 2. So, he still has 1 more teammate out on that field that he's going to have to work together with.
Well, I hate to say it, but, you know, we were just praising the 67 car and the 1 car for how they were getting prepped to work at the end of the race here, and I gotta blame myself, man. We were talking about it, and there he goes. Every time you were talking about that curse, it is very real.
Oh yeah, I've had, funny enough, I've had broadcasters curse ruin a lot of my races. I love to blame the broadcasters. It's the best thing to do.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
If it ain't us, who is it gonna be, right?
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and jump side by side. We're going to take a quick break here before we come back and take you to the checkered flag. Stay tuned at the end of this one. We will definitely get our top 3 in the booth and get a word from them and see how their race goes. So stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Back at the racetrack live for the Nibbles and Bites 200 conclusion. 23 laps to go.
And we do have a driver in the infield care center. We won't be able to get to him this time around, but there is another caution. I would like to be able to interview him.
Yeah, absolutely. We will grab him. We don't even really have to wait till caution, but we'll wait till they get rolling. as he is probably waiting on pit road, getting some services done. As green flag will come back out, we'll be back underway here. 22 laps to go. Peter Terrio getting a big push there giving a big push to that 79 machine that'll push him right to the front, as the 77 will try to make that top side work. Why don't we go ahead and grab Justin Horton here and get a word from him and make sure he's all right.
Justin Horton, this is Emily yours on the booth, and Cliff, you got a copy.
Oh yeah, I got you.
What was going through your mind through that wreck there?
I mean, in my opinion, I just wonder why Nathan's out on the track. 14 laps down, taking it 3 wide with the lead pack. Just one of those things. You got to be smarter than that. Kind of a classless move, but I guess when you're 14 laps down, you got to feel like you're doing something important. I guess, even if it's nothing. Pretty much just a paperweight out there. You feel.
Yeah. Again, how much damage do you think you have? Are you able to get back out on that track and possibly compete?
Oh, my race is finished. I feel like our Fox Fire Foods car was really good today. Me and Lilith are having an amazing teamwork race out there. We're really getting it done. I had a mistake earlier where the team didn't put enough fuel in the car. I had to go back down on that one caution and start from the rear. Got back up to the front. Felt like we really had a good thing going. Gotta thank Luna's steak sauce and everyone for sponsoring the car. Gotta thank Jeremy Flanagan / Zorku for putting me in the car this season and sponsoring me through the season. It's a shame Nathan ruined our race beginning of the season. Hurts the points, hurt a lot of other drivers.
Well, we're glad you're all right. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again and under better circumstances. But yeah, tough spot to be in. We're hoping to see you push the one there to possibly win this one. But hopefully you get a better finish out there at Atlanta, and we'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, I can't wait for next week. Hoping to have got a great chemistry with the team I'm on at Kaiji Cat Motorsports. Feels great to be on this team. Last thing I gotta say is thank you, Tyrone, for last season, for allowing me to development drive on the team last year to get my feet in the Cup Series. This race didn't go the way we wanted, but next week we're gonna come back at it. Shout out to the Bean team and everyone, and all of the Zorku fans out there. Hope you guys have a good rest of the broadcast. Thank you for having me in here.
Yes,
we appreciate it. We're going to have trouble here out on the racetrack. 27 wiggling a little bit. It's going to come. Oh, the 14 comes straight across into the field here. I have
no comment to that
one. Whew. Tough one there. Is nowhere really to go. I don't know if he was trying to get it woed up or what, or if he just couldn't get it to stop.
Gonna have to get a tow.
Let's see if we can go back and see what happened here.
That's gonna be interesting to see that. Ooh, the one car gets sideways, it looks like. A bad push, that looks like. Ooh. By chance, do we have a different camera angle to see what got that started with?
Yeah, we're gonna jump back and undo here as they're coming down the backstretch here. Tough to see it here. Let me get...
Ooh, a bad push from the 1 to the 16, and one tries going back down, but the 14's there, and they both go low. 14 attempts to go back up the track, and you see both of them following each other. Man, that is... I have no word for that.
I mean, he's starting left right there. Definitely should have been on the brakes. That grass is pretty much ice.
Ooh, that 26. From what I've seen and early on this race, I think that just ended that 26's race.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
I think the 26 has already taken their fast repair. Man, that really does suck for that 26 car. He was starting to be fast, what I've been seeing, working with that one car. So
Yeah, unfortunate chain of events right there. Um, you know, some things happen. Some things probably could have been avoided. I'd say we're all getting the rust knocked off of our joints up here in the booth and down there on the racetrack as well. I'm sure they'll discuss some things afterwards. But currently, 77 here, Patrick McQuaid. Now, when you get this guy up front, it's hard to take it away from him. I want to say he won their opener last season, if I can remember that far back. But like we talked about him already, he's got 5 wins last season alone. At one point, I believe he went at least 4 in a row and couldn't be touched. But yeah, real fast driver. You're going to have to take this one away from him. And now with, you know, I hate to say it, but with that one in the 67 getting some trouble, I thought those were going to be the cars to beat. So we're going to have to see if the 79 of Travis Rodriguez, Cole Martin, or Adam Angerstein here can link up together and try to make a big push to the front here.
but yeah, as we get ready to go green, I believe. Give me one. As we're going to be going green, I believe this time by... Yes, we are. As the lights are off the pace track. I cannot speak to the either. Pace truck and the official pace truck of iRacing. They will be going side by side, getting ready to go green. On this restart, 15 laps to go. I think this is a good time to talk about our restart. You know, a green, white, checkered restart. Don't you think, Cliff?
Yeah, absolutely. We got, I believe, 3 attempts, if I remember correctly, from last season.
You are correct.
I don't think we'll need it. I wouldn't be surprised if we got to rack them back up one more time before this is over. But I would say when we get into 10 to go, these guys are really going to get serious. And really hone in on their skills, and I think we're gonna see a really good finish here. I know that for sure.
Yes, 100%. As that one car is still out there strongly. So, from what I've seen, it looks like the 67's back out there. If I'm correct, I think I see him in the back.
You are correct. Rolling around here at the back, looks like a fresh car.
It's gonna be interesting to see. He might be able to jump back up there. I just want to see this team be able to get out there with what they've dealt with. There's definitely going to be some tensions going into Atlanta with that 3 car with what just happened there. I have no doubt in my mind that there will be tensions going into next week's race.
Yeah, it wouldn't be racing if there wasn't, right? I mean, we're out here, 20-something cars, all fighting for the same finishing position, and that's number 1. Green flag a fly. We'll get back to it. The 77 will take us across the line with Cole Martin in tow. And we will see.
We do have the 26 and our infield care center if we have a good time. But the 77 and that 45 is working that bottom line. And the car we haven't talked about much, not the 1 car, but I believe it's the 72 car. Look at him making his way up through the field. He's getting close up there, up into, I believe, 7th to 8th position roughly.
Yeah, you're right. Zorku quietly rising back up through the field here to grab 8th place, top 10 so far. He's got 15 to go, and he's got a teammate there. Lilith Peters jumping out to the high side, letting him know he's up there. We'll probably see them link up and try to make their way back to the front. Excellent observation there, Emily.
Yes, as both he does go high. So we're still not done seeing racing between that 1 and 72 car, maybe. Yes,
yes.
I see the nose of it, but yeah, you see the 72 getting to try to link up with that 1 car, but that 1 car is putting up a fight tonight. I don't doubt it the most that the 72 and 1 car will possibly link up and try to win this tonight.
Well, big fight for the lead here. Why don't we go ahead and grab Chad Snyder real quick before it gets too crazy.
Yeah, Snyder, this is Emily Cookland. You got a copy.
Yes, I do. How you guys doing?
We're doing amazing tonight. You want to walk us through what was going in your mind after that wreck?
Wasn't a whole lot because it kind of just came out of nowhere. When I jumped out, I got into Scott's replay to see what happened there, and wasn't really anything he could do. You know, he was an innocent bystander in that wreck. For his standpoint, got pushed down the grass and was fighting for control, and I was just the unlucky one that was coming at it when he came back up on the racetrack. But the frustrating part of it is just, you know, got put in that situation because of another driver's, you know, lack of awareness in a different situation. So just really, really disappointed. I think we had a really, really fast Rebellion Graphics Ford Mustang our first year with Ford. So we're trying to have a good show in the first race out. So going to sit here and watch Peter and Christian go out here and try to win this thing.
100%. All right, I'm gonna let you go. We both hope to see you maybe next week in the booth again. Not like this, but hopefully in that you know, top 1, 2, or 3 position. We're gonna get ready to get going as we're still green with coming to the line 11 laps to go.
Thank you guys. You guys have a good one.
You too, sir.
Yeah, so as we were talking to Chad there, the 45 of Cole Martin getting into trouble, getting shuffled out of line there, but kept it going, so we stay green as Peter Terrio takes the lead here. Christian Delgado second. Yeah, that 6 car is fast, and so is Peter Terrio when he's behind the wheel. Top side working. We see the 1 in 72 there of Zorku trying to get back together up to the bumper of Lilith Peters there. But right now, all eyes are on the 6 car of Peter Terrio, who is currently leading us, finishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place last year in the overall standings.
As he gets a nice bump from the 16 car ooh, contact between the 16 and 79, which is gonna back up that outside line. I mean, you see, that's what we see out here though. I mean, you see that a lot when somebody, you know, when they run the outside line, that first person wants to jump down to that bottom line. But it can also be bad or good with, if you don't keep that draft, you can just slow down that inside line or even that outside line like we just saw. As the outside line has absolutely no momentum. As that car right there is going to be going up high to try to get that outside line moving with 5 cars on the outside line. I have a really good feeling on this outside line. We're going 10 laps to go. It's going serious. We're about to see some amazing racing.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at these team cars, the 172 and the 67 of Justin Horton, of course, laps down, but able to come up here and run and help his teammate out, or both teammates really. So let's see if they can get some work in here with 9 to go. Possibly make a 3-car tandem work at the top, even though one of them is many laps down. They can still work together as a team. They've just got to form that line and get past a couple of cars here. You're gonna possibly see some 3-wide action here if these 3 cars don't stay behind these guys, or if that top line there's not enough room. They actually get separated out a little bit, they'll probably lose the draft a bit, and that's not going to help them with 9 to go. Peter Terrio continuing to lead. Travis Rodriguez in the 2nd position, just waiting, I'm thinking, for the moment to make a move. He's got the 70
in the back.
He's got the 77 right outside of them, so he's got to be real extra careful there. He doesn't want to come up into the nose of the 77 and end his night and the 77s. But Terrio holding on to that front spot there. Let's see how long he can hold him off.
Oh yeah, as that outside line has formed without at least 7 cars, I believe. If I can do math, maybe 6 cars on that outside line. You can see them starting to push and work together with... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I see the number 172 and 67 all together.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it together. It looks like the 72 can't quite keep the nose right up under the 1 enough to to make it a real good move up top. So they're gonna have to get a little bit tighter if they're gonna try to make a move here with 7 to go.
Yes, and you see that whole team just working that outside line. I mean, interesting, shall I say. The 67 said that the race was done, but I say otherwise, don't you?
Yeah, from a team perspective, absolutely, you're learning. Even though you're not running for a great position, you're out here running with your team and learning what you guys can do together on these super speedways. You know, this isn't going to be the last time we see a super speedway, and this is great information for their team. They're gaining a lot of knowledge right now.
Yes, 6 car is still leading this with 6 laps to go at that beautiful line as 2 more cars move up to the high line, trying to make some moves, trying to make a move and groove, I like to say. But again, that bottom line is going to be dominant right now. How many cars are on it? I can't wait to see the last 2 laps of this race. It's going to be I mean, we've already had some amazing racing tonight. It's like ice cream putting a cherry on top, don't you think?
Absolutely. Ooh, the 79 giving a bit of a shove to the 6. Got to be careful there. Almost caught him sideways. You definitely don't want to push too hard. Luckily, they're coming down the backstretch nice and straight. Looking at the top 3 here, Peter Terrio, Travis Rodriguez, and Adam Angerstein in the 9. Been kind of quiet there for Adam all race. He's been lurking here in the top 5 all night. Pretty much just waiting to make his move, I think. Watch out for that 9 car.
Oh yeah, and funny enough how you say that, that's what I like doing most of the time. I like staying in the back. I actually want to race just doing that. So, again, like you said, let's watch out for that 9 car.
As the top line starts to form up, you've got the 77 to Patrick McQuaid getting a push from our current returning champion here, Cameron Harris. So if those two get together, that top side can get real fast real soon. I want to jump back to the team rosters here because I believe, no, they're not. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong team. Yeah, so Cameron Harris, I was right, and Patrick McQuaid are running for PC Motorsports. So teammates there working that high side. They've got the 8 working with them too, of David Lorfano, another fast driver. If those 3 can get hooked up, this top line might see themselves going across the finish line first. Let's see what happens. 4 to go.
Look at that momentum they pull off. That 6 car is just going to stall it. The 77 just gives him a bump, just saying, hey, that was not okay, as you could just see the 77 showing his feelings for the 6 moving up like that.
Yeah.
I would have done that too, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that
slowing
was
down that top line, it's a move, shall I say.
He threw it down there. A little aggressive, but he did it.
Yeah. 3 wide, we see a little bit back there they tried doing, but I have a feeling we're going to see the 27 and the 77 try going up outside line and leaving that 6 car behind.
They better do it soon. They got the 79 up there, 3 to go. Not going to have the room for it now. The 6 still holds on to the lead. 77, 27 team cars behind them. 6 can't make the whole track, can't block it all. He's going to get sucked to the middle and lose spots here. Not what the 6 wanted to see. He'll fall like a rock. Ooh, unfortunate for the 6.
Outside line.
Yeah, the 77 will assume the lead here.
New race leader 77 following the 27. Both teammates are going to be working on bottom line and working together to get that 1 and 2 win. Which coming out here, I know I'm in a team myself. Being 1 and 2 at Daytona, that's pretty big. As we are 2 laps to go. White flag going to be going by next time by. Meaning once we go by that white flag, no cautions. It will be whoever gets that line first. So far out 27 and the 77 are 1 and 2 and working together as the outside line is forming. And again, like we said, I wouldn't be surprised on the fact if there's 3 wide. But with what we're seeing, 79 contact, 51 but saves it. And try and attempt to get that outside line working. I don't feel like they'll be working by the end of this tonight, do you? Major wreck.
Big wreck.
Caution will throw out. 77.
Yeah,
79 will be out of this race with that damage.
6 and the 77, both substantial damage. Yeah, that was not the 77. I apologize. Luckily, he was not involved here. Let's go back and see if we can find out exactly what happened. We will have a green-white checkers, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully, everybody has enough fuel for this green and white checkered.
See if we can take a look here. We will keep it slow motion here as we got the 1 and the 6 here. The 6 getting a big run. Let's see if we can find out what happened from here. Possibly a little too far behind, but it looks like the 6...
Six drifted up, maybe? The 51 car got loose. Coming out of there, goes up into that, I believe that's a 29 car up there.
Yeah.
And that just starts the carnage. The 1 car gets through there. The 72 car, I believe, gets through there as well. So, man, that is rough racing out there. 67, again, involved with that wreck. 67 has had a rough night out there tonight. Hopefully next week Atlanta will have a lot better time.
Yeah, I think what we saw there was just the big one. I don't think we quite had a wreck with that many cars involved just yet. Looks like at least 5 or 6 cars affected there. Some pretty substantially. Now, hopefully some of these guys had a fast repair in their back pocket. We'll take a look at pit lap times.
And can I mention, now this just changes and shuffles it up as the 77 to 27. It's possible they might not be able to work together, or the 77 can get a big enough jump where he gets in the lead and the 27 pushes that 77 car. That is a high chance. What, from what I've seen, is when that 77's been in the lead, he's been getting a really good start off of it. So we might have a good 2-man team ending tonight.
Yeah, David Lorfano here sitting in the 3rd position. Probably one of the best positions to be in right now. Also going to have Lilith Peters and Jeremy Flanagan close together here, all in the top 5. They're not going to be lined up together, so there's going to definitely be some instant shuffling, I think, as soon as this green flag drops. You're going to see some teams trying to get back in line with their current teammates. But I'll say this, at least they've got some up here towards the end of the race. You got the 77-27 going to be able to work together. The 1 and the 72 of Peters and Flanagan going to work together. Lorfano out here right now in the 8 car, taking a look at his teammates, the 14, 15, 20, and 3. Looks like the closest one is in 7th, which might be all right if he can make some moves right away. Make some passes to get right up behind on the bumper of the 8 and see if they can make something happen. Unfortunately, we're just about out of time here, though, with what could possibly be only 3 laps left of this race. It's all going to be on the line right here. So what are you going to do? You going to play it smart, or you're gonna take home the steering wheel and maybe nothing else?
Oh yes, as again they go side by side, getting ready to buckle those seatbelts again and getting ready to get ready to go green with 3 laps to go at the line. Green white checkered again. If it does not go past the line once this goes, they will go into another NASCAR overtime and we'll have 2 more attempts. But with what we've seen tonight, I don't think we'll need them. Do you?
Well, I'd hate to say we won't, because if I do, I feel like we will. But I know that.
Knock on wood. That's what you have
Absolutely.
to do.
And if you're in the car right now, 1 green white checker is enough. You know, you're trying to finish out the race here. You've been in the race car now for, now we're going over the 200-mile mark, and we're just trying to get to the end here, trying to get a drink and be out of the car and talk about the race instead of still running it. And so what I'm getting at, I guess, is these guys probably want to finish strong and finish clean here. Whether they can get it done or not is going to come down to any mistakes being made or any trouble that they might get into. But I know they want to finish strong, and they probably will. They probably won't need another GWC, but I'm excited. This is going to be this best case scenario right here, I think. Green flag flies. 77, 27, front row going to take us to it. Looks like
And again, like I mentioned, that 77 jumps to that outside line with that one car going to be pushing that 27 car. I have a really strong feeling as they go low. I have a strong feeling we're going to see that 27-77 car team working together as that one car is going to try fitting down below, and the 16 allows it. So coming by it, amazing racing, single file line. I think what they're saying is, honestly, we made it this far, let's just get it done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's get it done. The 27 is going to push the 77. I don't think they'll really make many different moves or try to do anything drastic. They'll probably just want to finish 1-2. Got my eyes now on the 8, seeing if he can...
I got the 16 and 1 in my eyes right now, don't you?
Yes, I do now as well. As the white flag flies, the 1 gets a nice push from that 16 of Christian Delgado. Next flag will end it.
Got some challenging on the end as the 78, my bad, 79 gets some contact. 3 wide goes to the back. Wrecking between the 16. That outside line is going to lose all of its momentum. The 77 and 27 is going to work together. They save it.
They will race it out to the end.
The one car gets dropped back, tries jumping in, but fails. As race possible winner will be the 77 following the 27. We're about to see people trying to work that outside line. And race winner is going to be the 77 car following his teammate, the 27 in second, following third, the 45 of Martin. Amazing finish, if I don't say so myself.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A great finish here as McQuaid takes the first win of season number 2. I said it earlier, I'm pretty sure he won Daytona last season. I should remember that. I just don't. I apologize to him.
Man, that was a great finish. I gotta watch this race back in replay.
Yeah,
I know I was here, but I gotta watch it back in replay after seeing that.
So unofficial results are up with McQuaid, Harrison, Martin, our top 3. Stay tuned. We will definitely get them in the booth and get their perspectives. Give some shout outs. We'll take a look here as the 77 in the infield gonna enjoy that win and hopefully get to the pavement here and burn them down, and we will talk to him coming up. Don't go away. Well, first we'll find the 45 of Martin. See where he is on track. Still rolling out here. He's gonna bring it to a stop. And we'll hopefully see the 77 in the muffler man Chevy here burn him down. As he celebrates his win, we'll see if we can get the 45 in here. Cole Martin in third position. Hey, Cole Martin, it's Cliff and Emily in the booth. You got us?
Maybe you want to try second place, Harris, maybe.
We'll go ahead and grab Harris. We'll come back to him. Looks like he was muted. Possibly wasn't aware. Hey, Cameron Harris, it's Cliff and Emily in the booth. You got us, bud?
Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, no worries, man. Awesome race. Very eventful for you. Coming out here leading on the pole. Had to do a lot of work to work your way back up to what amounted to second place, pushing your teammate to the win, man. How's that feel? And more importantly, congrats last season on your championship. I know I didn't get a chance to finish out the season with you guys, but I wanted to definitely let you know if I got a chance to talk to you, man. I'm really proud of that. Hopefully you can defend it out here and in form, good form, finishing second place here tonight. Take us through your race.
Yeah, like you said, very eventful. Got caught up in, some shenanigans early. Used a quick repair. Got had to get back up in there. Got the lucky dog. Got my lap back. Just stayed in the back. Kept my nose clean. Avoided the wrecks because just no more quick repairs. And happened to find Pat again, and we just pushed our way to the front. And that's just what it was. I guess it was a lot of fun.
Oh
Okay.
yes, watching you at the end was amazing. You should have heard me in the booth. Congratulations on second place as well with your teammate finishing first. Do you have any sponsors, family, friends, anyone, what you'd like to thank tonight?
Oh man, I'm prepared on that part. I guess the new team, PC Motorsports, I believe it is. We're 1, 2, 3 there. That's what's up. You know, I mean, as like a debut. So
Oh yeah.
try to do it again next week.
Oh yeah, you just opened our eyes to that. You guys did just pull away with a 1-2-3, man. That is huge. You are absolutely right. That's something to be proud of. Hopefully you can keep this momentum going throughout the next couple of races here. Excited about Atlanta. How are you feeling?
They're saying it's a super speedway, so hopefully it's the same deal. We can run that track too.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'll let you figure that out.
Well, we appreciate you chatting with us. Good luck, and again, congrats to P2.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Hey, and pull Patrick in the booth.
That looks like Cole Martin. Oh, Cole Martin is here again. Let's try him one more time.
Cole Martin, this is Emily and Cliff in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, guys?
There you are. You tell us, man. 1-2-3 tonight. How's that feel?
Man, it's the first time being up here in the booth, so I'm just hanging out, man.
Well, I'm glad that we got a chance to talk to you. Pretty eventful night for a lot of drivers out here, but seemed a little bit quiet for you. You know, not that it can be quiet here at Daytona, but take us through the end of your race there and let us know how you were feeling. I mean, looked like a pretty quiet, uneventful race for you, at least in the 45 car.
Well, at the start of the green white checker, I was in 16th. So from hell, I don't know.
13 spots up, I think it is, if I can do math correctly.
Yeah.
So
I
uneventful till the end, then.
Yeah. I mean, I was running in like top 5 the whole night, and then out of nowhere, I mean, we got 3 wide, kind of pushed me a little bit, like towards the infield, and then I was just running laps, and then all of a sudden the caution came out, and somehow I got third, man.
Yeah, well, congrats again. Really big day for your team as well. You know, finishing 1-2-3 at Daytona. A lot of luck involved, but a lot of skill as well. And you guys definitely got it going on here at Super Speedways. So I'm sure you're feeling good about Atlanta.
Oh, heck yeah.
Rock and roll, man. Well, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to before we send you back to celebrate?
Just BK Designs, Richard Martin, Home Services, Eclipse Photography, Muffler Man, my boy Pat, CBD for my boy Pat, and just Pat and Cam, man. We did our thing tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats again. We'll send you back to celebrate, and hopefully we get to talk to you again at the end of Atlanta.
Heck yeah, you guys take it easy.
Patrick, this is Emily and Cliff in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All
Well.
Nice to talk to you guys again.
Heck yeah, man. I have a question. I might remind me. Did you win at Daytona last season?
I did by a larger margin, but yes, I did.
I thought I remembered that. And then, you know, we'll see if we got a repeat of last season where you win like 100 races before anybody can touch you. But more importantly, I think, and you tell me, is the team's finish here tonight.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm really, I honestly surprised just because of Adam and Cole having their incident and Cam having his early. But I mean, obviously, like he had time to make his up. But yeah, the run that Cole had at the end there, I'm really impressed by that. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with 1-2-3 finish, PC Motorsports.
Yeah, your 45 machine of Cole Martin, actually, he was letting us know he went from 16th there to 3rd on that last green-white checker. So huge run there at the end.
Heck yeah, man.
You guys really pulled it off. Well,
oh yeah.
Yes.
We're asking everybody, how excited are you about Atlanta next week?
So I'm actually really excited. I was actually talking to Cole about this today. I would rather, to be honest, I'd rather draft there than here. I feel
feel you on
more.
that.
I feel way more secure at Atlanta. These cars at Daytona it's I'm sweating right now. It's a
Yeah.
handful for sure.
Well, you definitely worked hard all night long in that car, bringing that 77 Chevy across the line in first. I know you got shout outs, so why don't you let them roll, and then we'll send you back to celebrate.
Alrighty. Yeah, Muffler Man, of course. CBDMD, Alpha Lion, Eclipse Photography, and Cam, Cole. You guys for putting on a great broadcast like you guys always do, and just everyone that watches the races that I invite to watch, and just Lafano for putting on a great league as always and keeping everyone in line.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. You guys sure do put on a show each and every week. And you definitely got some fans out here watching, so we love to bring them the show that you guys put on. So we appreciate you just as much.
Thank you.
All right, man. Well, we're going to send you back. Hopefully we get to talk to you again.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
So that's our top three. We got our race results up here, but one moment we're going to bring in a couple of our drivers involved in the end of that last wreck there.
Yeah.
Peter Terrio, how you feeling after that wreck?
All right. Definitely sucks because ran really good second half of the race. Just almost had it missed and then got hooked. So.
Yeah, you know, it's tough here at Daytona, close racing, and in an instant things can just go wrong. But we appreciate you sticking around to give us a little insight there at the end, and hopefully things go a little bit better next week at Atlanta, but more super speedway racing. How are you feeling about that?
It'll definitely be interesting. Hopefully, it's a little more formed up than we were today. Some people are struggling a little bit to hold their lines, but the car got a little bit of an update on the super speedways, so hopefully people have figured it out now and they'll have it for the next one. But I mean, it should be fun. I felt quick today, so maybe I'll be quick again.
Absolutely. Well, better luck next week, and hopefully we get to talk to you at Atlanta, but with better situations.
Yeah, thank you.
Take it easy.
All right. Want to get Christian in here by chance?
Yeah, looks like we got Christian Delgado exiting the infield care center as well. Christian, how you feeling?
I've been better, but I'm all right.
Yeah, wild wreck there at the end. Take us through what you saw.
Well, I'm just gonna go from that green-white checkered. I was lined up behind Lilith and was just trying to give her a good push, and I think it was Travis had a good run, and I tried to block it, and I had it blocked once, and then when he came up and hit me, it made the car step out because, I mean, you're not going to lift that one to go in a plate track. And then I went back up to try to block it again, and he didn't lift again, and it just hooked me in the outside wall. I'm not going to put blame on anybody on that. It's just a racing deal, one to go at a plate track.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate, though, for your team. Hopefully we get to talk again next week at Atlanta, hopefully under better circumstances, of course. But we're glad you're all right, and good luck next week.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
So that'll do it for us for interviews, but we'll go ahead and run through our race results for the Nibbles and Bites 200. Reminder, we got the link to their Facebook page in the broadcast description. But Nibbles and Bites bringing us the race tonight. Patrick McQuaid going to come across the line, going to win the Daytona opener again for second season in a row. We'll have to see how many races in a row he wins, or if he wins any more. We did talk about him quite a bit, having 5 wins on the season last season, and I believe the first 4 were in a row. Cameron Harris, his teammate, will follow behind him in second. And, of course, Cole Martin, also teammate, going to finish in the top 3. So an all PC Motorsports podium here tonight at the Nibbles and Bites 200. Coming in fourth, the number 8 machine of David Lorfano. The third fight hard all night. to pull off a top 5. Lilith Peters as well in that one machine, very dominant, along with her teammates. Unfortunate events separated them and caused some troubles for some of her other teammates, but Robbie Fletcher finishing in 6th, and then Jeremy Flanagan, teammates with the one finishing 7th, aka Zorku. Thank you, Zorku Nation, for showing up tonight in the chat, as well as the other fans. Tyrone Yo Jr. going to roll across the line in 8th here tonight. David Hara in the 15 machine going to grab 9th. Looks like Scott Leonard will round out our top 10, excuse me. And then Charlie Dickey's going to take the 11th place. Larry Garnes will finish 12th. Go ahead.
13 is going to be Travis Rodriguez. 14 is going to be Christian and Delgado in the 16 car. 15 is going to be the 9 car. Going to be Adam Engerster. 16 is going to be Jim Hubble. 17th and the 6th car is going to be Peter Thero. 18th is going to be the 67 car Justin Horton. Again, mentioned he's had a rough night, but hope to see that he has a good race next weekend. Following that is Nathan Christian in the 3 car, finishing 19th. Rounding out your top 20 is going to be the 26 car Chad Snyder. Then rounding out your field is going to be the 21 car Johnny May.
Thank you for bringing us through the end of the list. That'll do it for us tonight. Emily, any last words here? What was a great, exciting finish, and really the whole race was pretty eventful. For me, it was just enough. How about you?
Yeah, I have speechless after that finish. Amazing. I loved calling it. I'm glad to be in the booth with you next week and for hopefully the rest of the season. Don't want to miss another one of these, as it's so much fun to be in the booth with you. Started feeling more comfortable. Can't wait to go to Atlanta next week.
Yeah, we appreciate you having you. You're right. We're off to Atlanta. I say we'll probably see just as much action, if not more. It's going to be exciting for us. One of my first broadcasts at Atlanta, so that'll be exciting. We'll see if Patrick McQuaid can pull off another back-to-back, or if PC Motorsports team can one of their other drivers could pull away with the win maybe. Regardless, hopefully you join us next week, Tuesday, right here on ESBN. So everybody from Sim Racing Media and the ESBN crew back in the studios, we appreciate you and thank you for watching. Have a great night. All right, and we're clear. Oh, that was fun.